Hey guys, and welcome to this video tutorial on the Java programming language. So in this tutorial, we're going to talk about some of Java's data types and variables. So let's go ahead and get started. Last time we did our lesson 1 and we created the hello world.java program. And now we're going to create a new project and we're going to call it lesson 2. So I'm going to go here, call it lesson 2, click finish. And then I'm going to click this little, I guess it's a caret or a drop down, and we get our src folder here, our source folder. I'm going to click new, and then we're going to create a new class. And I'm going to call this class variables and types. So this would be the name of our class, and I'm going to go ahead and click this button here to automatically create what's called our main method. In the Hello World program lesson 1, we wrote it out ourselves, and here we're just going to have Eclipse create it for us. So let's go ahead and click finish. All right, and so now it created our main method here, and then we have our class named variables and types all here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this comment here, and just so you guys know, this is a comment. So the comments are started with the // and I'll go ahead and put that here. This is a comment, and we can also do /* and then / to end it, and we can write whatever we want to in here. So this is another comment. All right. Now there are a few data types in Java, and I'm going to go over a few of them. I'm just going to write them down as comments here. So there's bytes, there's short, there's int for integer, there's long. We also have float, double, char, and boolean. All right. So these are our data types that Java uses. And I'm not going to go too much into detail, but basically the byte allows for 1 byte. It's a number with 1 byte. This right here, short, is a number with 2 bytes. And don't worry about that too much. It's basically just saying what's the range of numbers that we can have with these data types. Now, let's go ahead and get started here. So first, let's try our numbers. So again, the numbers are, doubles, floats, int. So all of these are numbers. And the int stands for integer. And to declare and assign a number, you must use this following syntax, which will be int, which is our data type, followed by the variable name. So I'll call it my number, and then a semicolon. Okay. So again, what we just did was we did our data type, followed by our variable name, followed by a semicolon. All right, and we can name this whatever we want to. I just called it my number, and we're telling Java here that our number is an integer. All right, so now let's assign a number to our number. So my number equals 10. My number equals 10. Okay, now another way that we could have did this is we could have said integer another number equals 11. So this syntax would be basically the data type followed by a variable name, an equal sign, and then a value that we're assigning it to. All right. So these are ways that you can declare your variables and their data types. Okay. Now, to define a double, let's use the following syntax, which will be double followed by, of course, the variable name. So I'm just going to call it a double. And let's go ahead and give it a value. So something like 4.5. So you'll notice that integer data types only have integer values. So we have 10 here, 11 here. Notice the whole number. And then for the double, we can use decimals. All right. We can also say we can also say 4, but this is a it's really 4.0 when we're saying just 4. So that's a slight difference. You can use decimals with the double. And let's see, another data type that we can use is char. So char in Java is a character and it's of its own type. So it's not simply a number. It contains characters. So char stands for character. And let's go ahead and create a variable. We're going to call it a character. And I'm going to set it equal to some letter in the alphabet. We'll just make it A. And then semicolon. So chars are a little bit different than the number data types that we had here. So this is a character. And notice that we had to use the quotes for the character here. So it can be written, or its syntax is data type followed by the variable name equals, and then we have our colon, we have our quotes, our single quotes, not colon. I'm sorry if I said colon before. So we have our single quotes followed by a value, and then another single quotes. Okay, and what I should probably put here is this is a number value, right? For integer, it's a number value. And here we can have basically any symbol that we want. So I could have put a $sign if I wanted to. And that's just as fine as putting the letter A. Okay, and the last data type that we're going to look at is not a primitive. It's a real type, but Java has special treatments for it, and it's called a string, string. And we're going to call this string s1, and we're going to set it equal to new string. And then within this method here, we're going to put the quotations, and I'm going to type this is a string. Okay, and you can see we could basically write a full sentence in the string as opposed to just a single character like we did before. Okay, so that's basically it for the variables and their data types. So let's print them out and see what they look like. So I'm going to use system.out.println, and I'm just going to copy this. Let's see how many variables we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to copy this 5 times because that's how many times we want to see the output printed. And I'm going to get this my number here variable, and instead of x, we're going to put my variable, and my number, and then we're going to choose this other variable, another number, instead of x, and then we're going to choose a double and replace that x there, and then a character and replace the x, and then s1. So these are all of our variables, and we're going to now print them to the screen. So I'm going to say print to the console screen. Okay, and let's run this and click OK. And you can see we get 10, 11, 4.0, we get the $sign, and we get this is a string. So that's basically it, guys. I hope that you understand data types and variables and how to assign numbers and what you can assign to each data type. So that's basically it for this video, and I will see you guys in lesson 3. Thanks for watching.